richtig cool, dass ihr heute da seid. Erstmal wollten wir euch noch darüber informieren, dass es mega cool wäre, wenn ihr Abstand halten würdet. Genau, und natürlich alle eine Maske aufhabt. Genau, wir fangen einfach an mit ein paar Demosprüchen und dann haben wir coole Redebeiträge und noch ein paar Informationen für euch. Okay, den ersten Spruch kennt ihr bestimmt alle, die zumindest mal bei Ende Gelände waren. Who shut shit down? Und dann müsst ihr rufen. Genau, ja, nochmal.
We shut shit down!
Who shut shit down?
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 We shut shit down!
Okay, hey, auch von mir. Genau, warum sind wir überhaupt hier? Das ist eine gute Frage, die ich mir jetzt gerade selbst stelle. Wir sind hier, weil direkt hinter uns im Gebäude das Lobbybüro von Wintershall ist. Und vielleicht kennen viele Leute von euch Wintershall nicht, aber Wintershall ist ein Konzern, der 2019 gegründet wurde und das größte Erdgasunternehmen Deutschlands ist. Wintershall holt mehr Energie aus dem Boden, als Deutschland verbraucht an Energiegehalt in Öl und Erdgas. Und ich würde sagen, wo ist er denn? Okay, ich suche Esteban und er kommt. Es gibt gleich einen ersten Redebeitrag von einer Person aus Argentinien, Esteban, und er wird darüber erzählen, wie es denn da so ist.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for coming here. For me this is a historic day because we are beginning to bring to justice some of the biggest climate criminals in the world. And the company that we are focusing on here in Berlin is the biggest independent oil and gas company of Europe that nobody seems to have ever heard of. Wintershall is not only the biggest company of oil and gas in Germany, but is also doing all over the world things that they are not allowed to do at home, such as fracking. They are destroying my homeland. I am coming from Argentina, and I had to flee my country for fighting the industry that these people are pushing all over the world. In Argentina, I was not an activist, I was building an eco-village, and fracking came to our region. And then we are sitting on the second biggest shale gas basin in the world, known as Vaca Muerta. We found a secret environmental impact study that the government was hiding because it was revealing that the first wells of fracking in our region in Mendoza were already contaminating the water tables. So we managed to get this from a whistleblower and created an organization called EcoLeaks, inspired by WikiLeaks, and in a very simple South American fashion without much technology, we just made a website and published this report, which led to mass demonstrations against fracking with tens of thousands of people on the streets. But also we became the target of government persecution. Criminal cases were fabricated against many of us, and in my case, I became the person of Argentina with the highest number of criminal cases against us. They planted drugs in our farm, made up that we were drug dealers and had to be persecuted. They accused us of anything under the sun. And the companies like these are doing that all over the global south. So it's very important today, you know, in Argentina, after this fight, I had to flee due to death threats against me and my family that were intensifying. People were put in jail. Other people had to flee for internal exiles in Argentina. And it's very important to me what we're doing here today, because today is not only happening in Germany, but all over the world, around 20 countries in Africa, Latin America, Asia, and in Europe. We are coming together, connecting the global south and the global north, and really moving beyond the abstract declarations and the statistics. The climate fight is not a fight of statistics. The climate fight It's about bringing these guys to justice and stopping the colonialism that is destroying the planet and enhancing global warming at unprecedented speeds. How is it possible that Wintershall, Shell, Total, BP, Repsol, Equinor from Europe, they are doing all over the world something like fracking, which has not only been banned in much of Europe, but has been shown by science to be a leading cause of climate change. Fracking has been shown to be responsible for more than 50% of all of the increased methane emissions from the fossil fuel industry during the last decade. Methane is around 87 times worse than CO2 on its global warming potential in a 20-year period, but neither does the government nor the media tell you anything about that. They are selling this as a clean transition fuel for a future when it's actually the opposite. Frack gas, which Germany is investing billions of euros to import with taxpayers' money, frack gas is actually 40 to 60% worse than coal for the planet. It's actually the fossil fuel with the worst carbon footprint of all. And don't be fooled by thinking that conventional gas is any better. Conventional gas is also nearly as bad as coal. So they're selling us the worst kind of energy as the best. And Wintershall is the biggest responsible climate criminal for this in Germany. And they are the fourth largest producer of gas in Argentina, just to name one country. They're also building the Nord Stream 2 here with Russia. They have their tentacles everywhere. And what does the German government do? Not only does it not restrict their activities, but they promote and subsidize them. They are planning to build 3 LNG terminals in the north. One of them appears to be suspended, but Brunsbüttel and Stade are continuing. And that's why today there is a decentralized action happening in many places of Germany to stop this. So it's very important for us to come together and start connecting like we're doing today. People are mobilizing against Wintershall in Argentina today. People are mobilizing against Total and Shell and BP and Repsol all over the global south, where activists are being murdered or jailed or tortured for fighting the destruction of their land by European companies. So if we are fighting for the Paris Agreement, if we are fighting for the 1.5, this is what it looks like to fight for 1.5. You don't fight for 1.5 with a sign on your hands, but by stopping the actual crimes and the actual criminals like Wintershall. So today this is beginning to happen, and I hope that we can grow this until Wintershall must fall, Shell must fall, BP must fall, Total must fall. They all must fall because we will have no future if they keep going. Lastly, I would like to mention the CEO of Wintershall. Here we have his image. Let's make sure that the world and Germany get to know who this man is, because these guys are completely invisible. Look at their building. The only thing you see is a flamingo restaurant sign. They are right around the corner. And you have to really look hard to find any name on it. They have a small name next to their bell. So today it's already historic because we are breaking this invisibility and getting the people of Germany to start discussing something that is completely absent from the debate. So let's continue to do that and bring, sorry, my mask is annoying. And bring these guys to justice. For me, this is a victory already that we are getting people to talk about it, but we will not stop until they fall. So we need to be aware, and this is the last thing I want to say, we need to be aware that as we move forward with this fight, and now we can really begin to touch powerful interests beyond abstract declaration and statistical discussions, we begin to target the real criminals, and we can expect real flashback. You know what they're doing all over the global south? Killing people, murdering, torturing, disappearing, and jailing people. Let's not be fools to believe that we are shielded from this in Europe. We must be ready as we move forward with this fight that we will be attacked as well. They will fabricate criminal cases against some of us. Any of us that become, we are visible, we will be attacked. And we will, if we don't get attacked, it means that we are not doing enough. it means that we are not touching any interest. So let's get ready for the real fight and let's not stop until all of them fall. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Vielen Dank, Esteban. Und ich würde sagen, wir machen weiter mit einem kleinen Shout. Denn Esteban hat ja gerade ganz viel darüber erzählt, was alles so passiert. Und was wir hier machen, ist ja nichts anderes, als zu zeigen, dass wir dagegen sind. Und das machen wir mit demokratischen Mitteln, mit einer Kundgebung. Deswegen würde ich einfach mal anfangen mit This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Okay, jetzt noch ein bisschen lauter, weil die sitzen ja da oben, die müssen uns auch hören. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Okay, wir haben euch noch ein paar Zitate mitgebracht von Menschen aus dem globalen Süden, denn diese Kundgebung ist ja, wie Esteban auch schon gesagt hatte, an einem internationalen Aktionstag zusammen mit ganz vielen anderen Gruppen auf der ganzen Welt. In Namibia, ich habe sie vergessen, Argentinien ist auch dabei. Ich habe so eine ganze Liste aufgeschrieben. Niederlande, Belgien, Schottland und so weiter. Und wir haben ein paar Zitate von Menschen aus dem globalen Süden und von woanders auf der Welt, auch aus den USA, die davon berichten, was eigentlich Fracking bei ihnen in der Gegend und insgesamt Erdgasförderung da passiert. Und die wollen wir vorlesen.
Fracking has not yet been started in Nepal. The proposed site is home to communities reliant on farming, those that have already been marginalized economically. Across the world, we have seen local communities being sold hopes of a better future of economic development. Instead of the promised prosperity, they end up with poisoned waters and sick children. We don't want the same story of betrayal to be repeated in Nepal. The area where they are planning to frack is already vulnerable to earthquakes and landslides. Fracking puts the already vulnerable communities at risk of these natural disasters. The statement is by Salonika Neupane, an activist from Nepal.
Danke dir. Genau.